Hello guys and welcome back to autoX. Today we bring you a first look of the all-new Defender. Now the Defender is a name that needs no introduction in the automotive space. It took birth in the mind of Maurice Wilks, who was the technical director of Rover back in 1947 when he saw the need, or when he spotted the need for an off-road rugged vehicle for British countryside use. The Defender made its debut the following year in 1948 at the Amsterdam Motor Show. Of course, back then it was called the Series 1 and it only got the Defender tag a lot later. What we have with us today is the all-new Defender. It made its global debut last year and it was launched in India earlier this year in February. So let's take a closer look. Up front, it gets these large rectangular headlights. It is an LED setup with semicircular DRLs. The grille has been one of the most controversial design elements of the all-new Defender. It is, in my opinion, quite overpowering and it is quite huge. It doesn't sort of give you the same appeal the previous gen did. It softens the appeal of the Defender in this new generation model. If you move along to the side, you will see that this version that we have here is Defender 110, which is a 5-door variant. It is about just a little over 5 meters in length and has a wheelbase of about 3 meters long. Along the sides, in comparison to the older model, which had really prominent shoulder lines and flared, squared off wheel arches, this one gets a really subtle line above the door handles, and even the wheel arches are a lot more smoother integrated than this one. Moving along to the back, it gets this sharp edge right at the corner, which I'm frankly not a huge fan of. Just like the older model, it gets a tailgate mounted spare wheel as well. You get squared off tail lights as well, and that is, wrapping up the rear. Coming back to the side, the Discovery 110 that we have here gets 20-inch wheels as standard. The lower end Discovery 90, which is a 3-door option, starts with 18-inch wheels, and you also get the option of 19 and 20-inch wheels as well. Now let's move on to the inside and check it out. Now on the inside, the Defender is an all-new dashboard. It is unlike any other Land Rover that we have seen, irrespective of what model. It is a very practical cabin inside. It gets vertically mounted. It is a upright dashboard with lots of storage places all around. You get a lot of storage space here. You can store some knickknacks, maybe store even your mobile phone. You can even use this to hold while you're going off-roading. The fit and finish of materials is quite premium all around. The Defender also gets a lot of storage spaces here. Now, interestingly, this makes the Defender's cabin very versatile. You can essentially remove this entire part of the center console and replace it with a small little seat here that can be used. Of course, you will lose out on the rear AC vent, the central rear AC vent, but if you're willing to go for the compromise, you can remove this entire bit and replace it with a smaller seat. Other bits, you get these nice Allen key touches right here. You get them on the door pads as well. These are really fine touches that you can really look at. The seats are primarily leather wrapped, but you also get some fabric bits towards the edges. Interestingly, since this is an off-road vehicle, you also get the option of hard plastic for the floorboard, which can be essentially washed and cleaned. Other bits, you get this gear lever which is mounted slightly at the top. You get a lot of buttons on the center console right here that controls the AC, it controls the terrain response system. You can increase the ride height basis your requirement. When you're off-roading, the ground clearance can be raised up to 291 mm, but while you're driving on the road, it can go as low as 185 mm. In standard conditions, the ground clearance remains at about 218 mm roughly. Other bits, the infotainment system is all new. It is a highly customizable unit right here that you can really customize as per your liking. You get a lot of information right from your vehicle dimensions to your wading depth to different camera angles. This car, by the way, has 4 cameras, one at the front and the rear and 2 on the ORVMs as well. So you can switch between the camera angles to get a sense of, you know, the road ahead, especially while you're off-roading. This infotainment system will eventually also make its way into other JLR models as well. Like I mentioned before, it is a very informative and very customizable unit that gives a lot of information. Right from your wading depth, it also has a compass, it gives you a sense of your driving style, economy, it also has navigation and a lot of more information. The Defender also gets 2 cup holders right here. You can see this can also be replaced by wireless charging, which you can tick in the options box. This Defender 110 first edition, which is the top of the line model, also gets glove box or a cool storage space right here in the center. Lower variants, this storage space is not cooled. Also, another bit, it gets an all digital instrument cluster. The lower variants get a semi-digital instrument cluster similar to what we've seen in the Discovery Sport a couple of months back. The steering wheel is a 4-spoke unit. Unlike the other Land Rover models, this one doesn't get a touchpad for mounted controls. It gets physical buttons. The operation is quite easy. You get cruise control buttons on the right hand side. Steering wheel on this one is an electrically adjustable unit that you can control from the right hand side here. Lower end variants, you get manual adjustment. Similarly, the seats too are electrically adjustable. Now let's move on to the back seat and see what's it like in there. With the driver's seat set as per my position, as you can see, I have plenty of leg and knee room right here. There's a slight bit of slope under the driver's seat, which actually makes it quite comfortable to put your foot on the floor flat and get a nice comfortable position. Under thigh support is good. 3 at the back I feel would be a cramped situation because of the contoured seat in the center, but you can adjust your backrest for, you can either pull it back or push it as per your comfort. Other things, you get plenty of USB connections all around. There is a C-type USB at the front and 2 regular USBs at the front. Also, you get a 12-volt charging socket at the front. Round at the back, for passengers at the back, you get 2 12-volt charging sockets under the automatic climate control and 2 USB slots right here. You get this nice handle to grab onto, getting inside and out quite easy. You get rear aircon vents right here. And 2 more USBs right here for charging your infotainment system in case you decide to get them fixed right here. The Defender also gets a 7-seat option with 2 seats at the back, but frankly it is more of a 5+2 than a proper 7-seater. Moving on to the engine, in the international market, Jaguar Land Rover offers it with a range of petrol and diesel engine options, but it has only been introduced in India with the 2-liter Ingenium petrol motor. This engine makes about 296 horses and 400 Nm of torque. It comes mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now we can't really tell you more about the performance because we haven't driven the car yet. This is just a first look or a first impressions video. We will be getting the car at a later date and we will bring you a complete detailed review. If you have any questions about the all-new Defender, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And if you haven't done it already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay notified about all our latest videos from the automotive world.